Hello, I am VoiceOver AU, also known as Kevin Powell, and I am coming through loud and clear on the microphone, which is great! A huge thank you to Voice Meter Banana for blowing the levels out on that. It's a new addition to the mix. I've managed to fix up some technical issues I was having with streaming on PS4, which is great because I was getting chunky little things in sound, and they were happening pre-stream altogether, so it's great to have that ironed out. But yeah, I think it's boosted the volume there of an already quite vigorous track. How the hell are you? It has been an amazing couple of weeks over this side of the fence. It's been preparation for, and then the carousel of madness that is Games Week, which is Melbourne's biggest, well, it's Melbourne's focal point for the game development community. We have GCAP, we have PAX, we have a whole bunch of other stuff throughout the week. There's Unite on Monday. There was High Score this week on the Saturday, which was an audio-specific event, which was fantastic. So it's an absolute cavalcade of stuff, but it's so hectic. So that's why I wasn't streaming last week. And I've got to say, I missed you folks. I missed being in the world of Fallout. Speaking of which, let's get a little bit of the aesthetic going here. Let's get that sweet music. But before we do that, I'm just going to pop this over. It's a recent events. There we go. Boop. There it is. So, what are we doing? Well, I'm here because I love streaming games and I love talking about the world around games. So, as a big example of that, I just had a horror panel. I was part of a horror panel for PAX on the weekend, which was amazing. It was an hour of talking about horror games. With some fantastic people. Gabriella Logren, a regular collaborator and dear friend Gemma Laurel, the amazing Brian Holland, and myself. And that's part of doing that panel last year is actually part of what got me streaming horror games to begin with. Because I wanted to play more games, have more experiences over the year. It was so good. I might actually pop down that desktop audio a little bit in general, because it's actually quite loud. Just bear with me for a quick sec. I've fine-tuned this for the PlayStation, but not for this. Let's just dip. Let's dip our overall output just a smidge, just a few dB, like 4.6. Yeah, it sounds good. I like that. Yeah, so I like talking about the things that are around games. I like talking about basically the areas of pop culture that they explore. So we've been doing a lot of Fallout here. We've gone through Fallout 1 and we're partway through Fallout 2, and I've been loving digging into post-apocalyptic fiction and just sort of musings about sort of post-apocalyptia. The biography of J. Robert Oppenheimer was amazing and really set a context for a figure that is heavily mythologized in terms of everything, including the Bhagavad Gita quote about "I am become death, I'm become Shiva, destroyer of worlds," or "I am become death, destroyer of worlds." Mangling it now, but that's part of why I'm here. Now I haven't had a chance really to read anything over the last few weeks or dig into anything. Horror really has been at the top of the brain meats. So I will not shut up. I will not shut up to anyone who stands still for long enough about the Netflix series Haunting of Hill House, which I love. I love so much. But tonight we're here to talk about post-apocalyptic fiction and post-apocalyptic worlds. So we left off with Erica just having reached the NCR. It was a marathon stream. It actually went a little bit longer than usual because we were having so much fun in the NCR. And now what we're going to do this session is we're going to dig around in here and we're going to basically shake the NCR by the boots and see what falls out. We're going to start doing the dirty work of the mobs up in, oh god, I can't even remember the name of the town. Doop, 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 doop. Help me out, Pip-Boy. Which town am I thinking of? Where do all our mob families come from? Status. Oh yeah, New Reno, the hub of gambling and iniquity and sin. In Fallout 2. So yeah, we're going to start doing their dirty work. But before I do that, I wanted to say a quick thank you to a few people. Thank you so much to Infinity Plus 2 for the follow during our last horror stream. Very much appreciated, and it's great to have you as part of the family. I look forward to seeing Gabriella do streaming later on this year. She's getting into basic. So To set some context around that, Infinity Plus 2 is the company account for the company that makes the amazing Gems of War. But their community manager, Gabriella Logan, is also doing some of her own streaming starting up later this year, which will be amazing because she has an incredible personality and she's an awesome person. So I'm going to be shunting folks in her direction as well. Why did I mention that though? That's right, because we're doing thank yous. I also wanted to say a quick thank you to those of you who share your audience with me by auto-hosting. So a huge thank you to Dubsack, to Ironside, to Everything Apocalypse, to Slayer Lover Gaming even, and even Prime TV. So much appreciated. I can't thank you enough for the trust that you place in me by putting me in front of your audiences. All right. With that being said, let's try and remember how Fallout 2 works and get into things. I'll just double check that we're looking at the right thing. Yeah, we should be looking at in-game. We are indeed. Oh, and I popped that back to the wrong panel. Yuck, yuck, yuck. There we go. I like looking at recent events because it tells me what I need to know. There we go. Now, because it is a Friday night stream, the question of tonight is, what's the best thing that happened to you this week? It's a week that involves Halloween, so your answer may end up being Halloween themed. May not be. Got another question for you too. And Codsworth is going to pop in with that a little bit later on. As is Codsworth's wont. Now, I can't even remember. It's been so long, I can't even remember who we talked to here and who we haven't. I remember just doing a beeline for Tandy. I know that killing Weston is high on my list of things to do. So it's tempting to head out there. Oh, that's right. There was a job tomorrow that I'm going to head out for in the morning. We could just go and do that to start with. We know he's got a heart condition, and we know if things were mixed into his food. There we go. Take a word of advice from Sheriff Dumont, stranger. This town don't care for your kind. Any trouble, and I come down hard. Now, sir, tough but fair. Looking for honest work. Much less work for work. Alright, fair enough. Double the Stockmans, he does the hiring for the Brahmin drives. And there's Mr. Weston. Talk to him, tell him I sent you. We ask around to help. Alright. Oh, what did President Tandy? What was that job? I can't remember. Let's go to our Pip. Go to the trusty Pip Boy. Pip Boy. Retrieve parts. Gain access to Vault 15. Alright, let's go have a chat to Tandy again. Because I remember saying something about getting into Vault 15. A huge thank you during the last stream to Ozdeck for subscribing too. Very much appreciated. You are seen and highly valued. So the last stream we did of this was a whopper actually, because we were kind of circling around looking for a way into things. And we ended up getting the... Hello? Hi. I don't remember you from before. What do you want? Who are you? Members of a group that's trying to do right for folks. Sounds interesting. Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah, fair enough. That's okay. I'm not going to go against slavers. I'm not going to feign an anti-slavery sentiment there. That's worth clarifying. That's the character. That's not me. Oh wait, what? Somebody's gonna do something. What do I do? I need. What's going on? It's Jack. He's threatening to blow up the power plant. You have to stop him for me. Alright, I don't want someone blowing up my town yet. Hey, Jack. Don't know crap about your problems? Maybe you better tell me. Stole Jack into his buddy's coming to kill him. Yeah, who wants to kill you? She wants me dead. Yeah, who the hell's Mira? Catch her sitting in a nice Sarah, get the code to give her everything. Well, that's unfair. Nobody's gonna listen to you with a bomb in your hands. Put it down. Yeah, let's go through that way. Let's go through the tough love. Look, think this through. Blow this place up. Yep. Oh, apparently it didn't work. See you later. Of course, I have no idea where Mira is. Or who Mira is. Oh, the robot killed him. Alright. That's one way to do it. You any good at repairing things? No. Alright. Off you go. Oh! Oh, well, there you go. Dorothy and Toto have gone. Hey, Xenomorph Queen, how you doing? I'm busy being a terrible human being. How has your week been? Have things improved since we spoke on, would have been Wednesday your time, I think? It's all quite a blur. Dorothy and Toto just died. I don't know if that means... I've got no idea whether that means if the power plant is destroyed now or not. I'm trying to sort of roleplay this, so I didn't go the super smart route with talking to him, and he it all blew up. But I get books. That's something. Let's use that as well. Learn a lot about wilderness survival. Alright, let's go see if we can find Tandy again. Because I gotta remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, what's news in your neck of the woods? How's life treating you? It's the sheriff's office. Hospital. I think they might be down here. I think that might be where they were. Gotta remember, it's been so long. And it's not just that it's been a couple of weeks, it's that it's been... Well, in fact, I suppose it's been a week. No, it has been 2 weeks. But it's been 2 very full weeks as well. That's right. This is where the flag of the NCR flies. Let's go have a chat with Tandy again.
Back, are you, stranger? So the job's done? Do we have access to the vault? Hell and thunder, then stop wasting my time.
Alright, that's only going to let me review that conversation. Alright, fair enough. New California Republic. Retrieve parts, gain access to Vault 15. I get the ugly feeling I'm gonna have to look that up. Remember what you told me. Well, I suppose we'll see what's outside of town first. I might have a marker or something I can use. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. The heck? I'll leave now. Or it might be loading from a save. Sweet Jesus. Yeah, I'll be loading from a save. Oh, wow. That was harsh. I guess I'm not meant to go in there.
You have died. Your village is lost. Doomed to die of starvation.
Thank you for that, Ron. Alright, let's get that death count going. There it is. 16. Sweet 16. F me, that was harsh. Well, it gives me a chance to do over with Dorothy and Toto. If I want to. Yeah, let's try a different way. Let's try a different path on the whole thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to remember. What's going on? I said, hey, what's going on? Google knows. Fallout 2. Trick is remembering what you told me without getting too many spoilers about the quest. About the quest, even. Dandy! Get parts. Retrieve parts, gain access to. Oh, okay, that's a wiki page for the quest. Squad has moved into Samira Shantown, that sounds right. Alright, so I should have a marker then in my map. Oh, actually, I can check my Pip-Boy. I can check my Pip-Boy, my world map from in here, I believe. Auto map. Auto maps. Vault City. Auto maps. Archives. Close. Status. No, I can't. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. Jesus Christ. That was harsh. Folks, don't leave your security gates open if you don't want someone running through them. I feel like I was treated unfairly there. Alright, let's try a different tack with, let's try a different track with tack. Blah! Track. Tack. Track. Let's try a different tack. Dorothy and Toto. My brain's still coming back from Games Week. Alright, let's have a chat with. Doopy doop doop. What's going on? Go lead on. Alright, let's try and manipulate this time. Let's use our smarts to be a manipulative people person. Don't do this. Huh. Well, that didn't work either. Alright. Fair enough. Guess he's a difficult chap to talk down. I guess that means that I got close. I got much closer that time. Like when I first started talking. Doopy doop doop. Police station. Man, move along, see? Generic cops. Generic police people. Well, I reckon we go Poison Western first. I think that's the interesting thing to do here. Kaboom! There it goes. Alright. Go get my books. Yeah, I got pretty far along the conversation trail there before. Disappointing. I'll take that. And I will take that. Yeah, you do that, robot. You do that. It's kind of tempting to hook up with the anti-slavery group, but I don't want to get the positive karma that's going to come from doing that. Like, I'm more than happy to go kill slavers, but I don't want to do it for nice reasons. The difficulties of playing an evil character. Alright, so Weston is, from memory, nearby. Doopy doop doop. His ranch is not far from here. Oh, thank you. Not entirely true. Don't go through the wrong door. I guess that counts as making trouble. Now I'm gonna hope that if I leave the highwayman here, it's not gonna disappear. Okay, so there's no marker there for the vault. So where is it that I'm heading again? Because I know that... Unless she told me... Yep. Yeah, I got the hollow disk. Oh. None of that's telling me where Vault 15 actually is. So I should have a marker for Vault 15 here. What's going on? But I do not. Let's go have a look at her, see if we can find its location. Because I swear she told me where it is. Or which direction at least to head in. Part of New California, sure. Where is it? Where? So confused. 1, 2. Vote 15. Location. Is located in South California, due east to Vote 13. Post-war settlements of Shady Sands. 9 squares east of Vote 15 in Fallout. 6 squares east of NCR. There we go, that's what I was looking for. I may have just killed a giant mystery there, but I'd rather do that than stall. And I'm pretty sure she told me where I was going. Because they know where it is. I feel like I should take my car. I feel like I should take my car. That's traveling in style. Alright. No. Unknown. Huh, let's go check that out. Hey everyone! What is this? Cluster of dirty tents and shacks, wooded hillside. A lean and wary, see a squatter. Well, let's go have a chat with the squatter. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna fill a bunch of folks full of holes. Okay. It's not terribly neighborly of you. See how that goes. Sure, where can we go for privacy? Where can we go for privacy? Sure. What's going on around here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, what is here that they want so badly? Oh, it's Vault 15. Okay, fair enough. I must have read my instructions wrong. I thought it said that it was like 6 squares. I guess not. Alright, fair enough. That explains a lot. You've been very helpful. Looking for Vault 13. Alright, fair enough. Alright, oh. Tell me more about the vault. Yeah, tell me about it. It's being repaired by Darian as a benefactor. Alright, so far, food and water systems up. The water systems, you say? Yeah, tell me about Darian. He's in charge. Alright. Alright. Chris is a good kid. So what's on my time? Okay. Yeah, sure. If I help you, what's in it for me? Okay. I'll do a good deed. Her daughter's like someone's fucking with the women folk here. We're not gonna stand for that. Well, thank you so much. I'll wait here until you bring Hayo's summer northeast. They must have heard everything. They won't stop me from finding your daughter. Let's head out of here. Something's going on here. I mean, that could be a trap. Let's find out. My name's Zeke. Hey, Zeke. Just want to ask a couple of questions. I don't know. Yes, I would buy it. Alright. Something's going on here. Something that's going to get folks filled with holes. Gonna make a new hole for you folk. Oh, hey there, big guy. How you doing? I reckon it's a good time to save at this point. Yes, save. Vote 15. See a Khan Raider. Looking for an eavesdropper, yeah. Do. Yeah. That feels like on brand. Hey, buddy. Oh, that was an icebreaker. You okay there? I can go and get help. Burst mode. Just first time every time. Works so good. Works so good. Do I want either of those? I'll take the knife. This one's mine, he said. Hey, how you doing? You see a Khan Raider. Alright, well. 19 points is not as good. That is not. Oof! Hey Damien Wise, how you doing? Yeah, well, I'm trying to be evil. But someone's fucking with womenfolk here. Like, someone's messing around with, and won't stand for that. Oh! 25 points.
You have died. Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
Good thing I saved at that point. She was definitely tougher than the other one. Alright. Looking for a missing guy. Looking for an eavesdropper to drop by. Alright, let's go through the same options. Just want to make sure I'm shooting the right person. I mean, this dude also doesn't have a gun. But, yeah, I perforated. I suppose if he doesn't have a gun, I could save my ammo. Which is probably something I need to think about starting to do. So let's see what happens if I do this. How about you stand next to me and I shoot you in the head? I was hoping that would happen. How's your week been, Damien Wise? Or how's the last couple of days been since I chatted to you during the Call of Cthulhu stream? What's been happening in your neck of the woods? You get a burst. Don't use my med pack. See, I should have just torn a giant new hole in that guy. Because he just used my med pack. Let's pop the combat shotgun over there. Because it is a Friday night stream, the question of the night is, what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? So what is the best thing that has happened to you this week, Damien Wise? You make an excellent point. There are lines you do not cross. Man, she's tough. Oh, there we go. Dead again. Critically hit for 25 points.
The wasteland has claimed your life. Arroyo attempts to send out others to search for the Gek, but they die quickly, and the village soon follows.
Thank you, Ron. Mr. Pearlman. Alright. Doopity-doo. Let's try this. The big pants way. Holy shit, I can do a burst out of the combat shotgun. Oh, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen, folks. Jesus Christ. That's hardcore. Alright, same combat options. Come on over. Alright, let's get you sorted. Let's get you sorted quickly. Let's not be rude. Oh. 62 points. Last time I did that, I just shredded. Just shredded him straight away. I think that might have been a crit. See, this is what I don't want. I don't want to be facing two people. There we go, now I'm facing one. Yay! Yeah, I think there's something to be said for interesting stories where you have characters who appear irredeemable, who have standards. Alright, let's see how much you like this. 28? That's not bad. I'm gonna have to stim pack every round though, because whatever it is that she's packing has got a punch. Son of 23 points. Oh, thank you, Damien. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I thought it was a really good game overall. There are two parts of it that I think that I found that were frustrating. Oh, we're still on our feet. Oh, I'm gonna need to use a stim pack here. Oh, yes! There we go. Yes! Patience. Patience wins out. Patience? Is that patience, or is that just taking a punt? Alright, let's get our key. Let's get all of them. But yeah, I really liked that game. I thought that was one of the better horror experiences I've had. At the panel at PAX, I was talking about Evil Within, and we talked about this on stream as well. Like, it mechanically, really interesting game. From a horror perspective, it's a fucking mess. Although there is the other part of that as well, which is that horror is incredibly subjective. So, what's scary for one person is not scary for another. Oh, do we have a long... Oh, you're having a long weekend yourself. I was going to say, I don't think we've got a long weekend schedule, but you're obviously having one of your own. That's the best. Combination of personal projects, time with family, and catching up with friends. Oh, that's fantastic. That is awesome. Yeah, look, my week has been... It's been awesome. It's been, complicated, but in a good way. Now we're at maximum weight capacity. Can I get that? See, this is something I hadn't thought of before. Just strip weapons of ammo that you need. Let's read those books too. Actually, let's get those out of our weight capacity, and then I might be able to pick up more stuff. Alright, does anyone else want to come out and try and fill me full of holes? Step on up. Combat. Yeah, I've had some stuff... Oh, I forgot that takes time. Whoops. Had some stuff happen this week which has been complicated, but in a good way. Difficult to say more than that. Alright, let's rest until morning. until the morning, because I want it to be light. Probably shouldn't have read the book. Don't read the book. The other good thing that's happened too is I feel like I'm finally recovering from Games Week. It's a fucking onslaught to the system. It's great, but it's an onslaught to the system. Just being on for that whole week. It's good building those muscles though. Let's find out what's in here. You see a bookcase. Tonfa. Or a billy club. But yeah, your weekend sounds awesome. I'm jealous. You got some good stuff lined up there. Can you talk about the personal projects that you're working on at the moment, or do you prefer to sort of keep that under covers? Oh, no, let's not do that. I just want to reload. Tuesday's public holiday here in Melbourne. Oh, I had no idea. I forgot. Oh, it's Cup Day, isn't it? Dope. Dope, 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 dope. Oh, it doesn't really matter for me. I'll be working anyway. Make a 4-day... Oh! Hit a trap. 4-day weekend. That's fantastic, dude. Door appears to be locked. Alright. Let's pick the lock. You definitely picked the lock on the door. Yeah, PAX Oz can be an overload, but it's a whole different thing, I think, when you're PAX Oz was kind of chill compared with the rest of my experience because hang on, let's find out who this is first. Hello. No. Oh, you're gonna kick me in the boobs. Okay. Alright. People squad protecting these guys by helping get the... Yep. Thoughts dead, food and more machines don't work. There we go. Yeah, supports raids against caravans. Yeah, sweet. Alright, take you home. Yeah, run flailing from the room. Yeah, it's not so much just PAX Oz, although being at PAX Oz is a sensory overload. Like my games week started... You start the Saturday before, and that's high score, and so that's a full day of events. So the thing for me with events like that is it's always the active listening, and then sort of the networking in between events that sort of that wears. What am I looking at there? It's hard to see. It looks like a hole in the ground. Oh, it's a wooden table. Alright, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Chrissy? I'm supposed to take you home. I can't do that if you just run around. Does that count as you going home? I'm so confused. Yeah, so you started high school the Saturday before. And then Sunday was... God, what was I doing Sunday? I can't remember now. I'd have to look at my calendar. I had something that was blocking out my Sunday as well. And then Monday was Monday basically was prep for GCAP. And then Tuesday, Wednesday were GCAP, which is Games Connect Asia Pacific, which is which is basically the industry conference. Did I do anything on the Tuesday or the Wednesday nights? Sort of socializing, drinks, like catching up with folks on both of those nights. And then Thursday morning was I had breakfast with Sissy Jones, who is an amazing voice actor. She was in Firewatch, amongst many other things. So I had breakfast with her, and then I headed off to ferry a friend to give a friend a lift to the Ice Cream Social Experiment, which is a really awesome networking event slash just general get-together, which was non-alcoholic. It was like free, unlimited ice cream. You know, you pay for your ticket and you get as much ice cream as you can eat. Non-alcoholic drinks, so I had a non-alcoholic gin and tonic. It was really nice and swanky. And that was Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday was PAX. For a lot of that I was working. Friday morning I did a panel playing Werewolf Live, which was a gas. That was huge fun. And I was helping out at the Tin Man Games booth because they had this character, like a virtual puppet called Arbitrix, for their game Table of Tales, which looks amazing. And so I was helping out basically by being Arbitrix on shift with a few other people who were doing the same. Friday night was an early night because my partner was heading out to a wedding, but then Saturday and Sunday, like I was for most of the day, I was at PAX and catching up with people and that sort of thing. And then Sunday night, after went basically from my shift working at Tin Man Games to working the door at Megadev for a few hours, just checking people in, and then was there until 12, and then went to my hotel room and had sleep. That was it. So yeah, it's a pretty full week. You can see that even my recollection of it without my calendar to help remind me of where the spots were. Oh yeah, the ice cream event was fantastic. It was sponsored by Ben and Jerry's, and so it was unlimited ice cream. And they've got amazing vegan options too. So I didn't go heavy on that. Like I think most people were like, "Oh, it's great that it's unlimited, but we're not going to go insane with it," which is good. So I had a helping. I had a good helping of ice cream, probably like a pint all up of ice cream. And the drinks were really nice, and it was super chill. It was like probably one of the highlights of my week, like breakfast with Sissy Jones, because like if you live in Melbourne, folks, if you're watching and you live in Melbourne, my secret that I will share with you for a great place to grab coffee in the CBD in the morning is Hash, because they take their coffee very seriously and it's delicious, and they do really good food too. Brother Baba Budan is probably one of the major go-tos that people have for coffee, and the coffee's great, but it's super fucking packed most mornings. I will absolutely pardon your typo, Damien Wise. I absolutely will. So yeah, as discussed. Yeah, hello and goodbye. Yeah, I was talking before the event about what I was going to be doing with social media, and I thought about doing potentially some IRL streaming while I was there, but it was just too manic. Because I catch up with a lot of the audio folks that I work with throughout the year, like GCAP is the place that I do that. Pretty much everyone's just busy working over PAX, which is great. Like, it's a great way to be. The thing that I find, like the secret that I have for any of you who find networking tense and upsetting, or let's say stressful, because I've been there. Like I have hated networking in the past. I paid some really smart people to help give me sort of a different way of looking at it, which changed things completely. I think Chrissy has run off. I think when she ran and flailed her hands, I think that was her leaving. Because I can't notice a trap in the door jam. All right, let's use our trap skill there. Boop, 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 boop. Erica fails to disarm the trap. Yeah, I've found networking super stressful in the past, but like, here's the secret. It's a lot easier if you have a context, if you have a reason for being there. So I had just the best time at the start of Megadev on Sunday night. Like, nowadays I'm not super stressed hanging around the game community in Melbourne because I know most of them, because I've spent probably about, math being an important skill, 6 years just sort of getting to know folks. So I know a lot of people there, and a lot of people know me. But if you are nervous in a situation, have a reason to be there. Like, offer to help, be a volunteer. And I saw a lot of people doing this both at GCAP and at PAX this year. And the thing is, it removes the stress from the situation, because what are you doing? What are you meant to be doing? Why are you there? You're there because you're a volunteer. You're there to help. And so immediately you're just so much more at ease. At least I found that myself. Yeah, Ben & Jerry's vegan ice cream is delicious. It's too good. When I was leaving, they were like, "Oh, look, we're just going to be throwing this ice cream out if no one has it. So, you know, do you want to take a tub?" And I was like, "No, my waistline does not need that." Because it's so good. Like, all their ice cream's fantastic, but I love that they support vegan options. It seems like that's becoming a real thing. Like, there's a critical mass behind support for vegan options, because Hungry Jack's now, like, of all places, Hungry Jack's have a vegan cheeseburger. So I guess they've watched what's happening with the market. Because here in Melbourne, like, Lord of the Fries is hugely popular. They do a good trade. Oh. Door appears to be locked. It looks like it takes some kind of thin card as a key. Ah, we're gonna have to fill some folks full of holes. Oh, I had a key for the shack too. Yuck, yuck. I think I'm out of stim packs now. It's not good. It's not good at all. Why is that happening? It's my reactor card. I got that at Gecko. I caused a meltdown of an entire city, and all I got was this lousy card. I wonder if I can use that. Yellow passkey. Let's try that. Yellow passkey. I'm going to use my healing powder in a sec too. Does nothing. Yeah, it was a long shot. Yeah, lost perception. We can live with that. Alright, let's save the game, now that we're on the other side of that fight. Post-shack fight. Yeah, the really cool thing about the Ice Cream Social Experiment, and they will be doing more events over the year, so hopefully they're going to branch out. I think they're primarily... You see a dead Phil. Nice. I think they're primarily going to be servicing the games community, because that's sort of their target market. But the great thing about it was, like, when you're at a networking event that serves alcohol, you've got to be super careful about how much you drink, because you don't want to get sloppy. Like, you don't want to get to the point where you kind of want to pace with the crowd. Like, there's nothing wrong with being sort of sloppy drunk around friends who are sloppy drunk. If everyone's on the same page, fantastic. But you certainly don't want to end up in a situation where you are the person who's just making an idiot out of themselves because you're way out of line with where the actual benchmark is. And so at the Ice Cream Social Experiment, you could just have as much as you wanted. Like, you could drink without having to think about it. Like, having water between alcoholic drinks is always a good thing, but, you know, the fact that you could... Oh, okay, so there we go. So she is gone now. Alright. Alright, okay. I've already talked to Zeke. Ooh, we get a level. Sweet. Personal project. Oh, that's fantastic. That sounds like you've got a month to make your film for your project. That sounds, if I'm reading that right. That sounds like a good balance of, like, the stress that you get in sort of 24-hour film festivals with constraints, you know, not too many constraints. Alright, let's do this level. Let's do this level thing. We got small guns, 85. I'm feeling good with small guns. I reckon it's time to start. It's time to start going into energy weapons. Let's not make the mistake we made last game. Like, let's invest now. Invest in the future. And I'll leave 5 points for... My speech is pretty high. I'm pretty happy with that. But it could stand to be higher. Let's get some savings. Post shark fight. Post leveling up. Alright, let's go have a chat with Zeke. Let's see if Zeke is going to tell me to clean out the vault. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. Hey, Zeke. I got some questions for you. I see. What do you intend to do about arenas? No. There we go. Yeah, sweet. There we go. Yeah, sure. Sweet. It's behind that door over there, but it's locked from the other side and trapped too. Thank you. I would like the keycard very much, please. Thanks. I'll give it a try. Alright, sweet. And yeah, I haven't tried the Hungry Jack's vegan burger yet either. I'm tempted to. It'd be interesting to see like whether it's the same production value as the rest of their food, because I find the interesting thing with Lord of the Fries compared to McDonald's is it doesn't leave me... You know that feeling you get with McDonald's where... It's like back when I used to eat it, like when you get past like your teenage metabolism and you're like, could really go some McDonald's. And then about 15 minutes afterwards, you get this feeling in your belly. It's like basically you've swallowed polystyrene. It's this giant knot, this like glob that the food turns into. Like, I vaguely recall that happening with Hungry Jack's as well, but I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious to see what it'd be like. Hey, Seraph! I was streaming Call of Cthulhu during the week, like one day after its release, so I have newer games, but Fallout 2's a classic. It's a classic. Alright, let's see if we can use this keycard. So yeah, I'm kind of ducking and weaving between old games and new. I'm working my way slowly through the whole Fallout series. In a lead up to playing Fallout 76. It's interesting actually, looking at the reviews for that, that game is getting a complete shellacking at the moment. It's hard to launch a massively multiplayer game. Yeah, sweet, thank you so much for dropping by. I hope your meetings go well. Keep an eye out on the schedule, and oh, I didn't want to drop that. Keep an eye on the schedule, and I'll be streaming Call of Cthulhu again soon. I've just got to update my schedule for next week over the weekend. So yeah, new games then. See? See? New games. Alright, let's load for bear. Gonna fuck some shit up. Yeah, if you got a couple of minutes to answer Friday night questions, Seraph, what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? And it's very true, everyone has their own taste in games. But yeah, what's the best thing that's happened to you this week? I'd love to hear it. How has your week been? Hey. Yeah, sure, we'll do. How you doing there? Na 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 na. Gonna be loud. 10 points. That's disturbing. Oh, Jesus. Vault 15 guard uses, like... Jesus Christ. Uses every drug in the world. Oh, this ends poorly. This ends poorly. Hey, it turns out that a bunch of drugs can't stop you getting filled full of holes. Oh, really? You're hearing mixed reports about Red Dead Redemption 2. That's interesting. I don't think I'd heard any. Oh, I'd heard some issues with I'd heard some issues with like your ability to accidentally shoot people. Like, what else have you heard? It's a shame to hear that it's not sort of... Well, actually, there's a complex conversation around that game. Hey, everyone. Oh, it's a delicious and a chunky. That was the business. Alright. Damn it, no stim packs. I was hoping that that one inventory that I had the time to reach over for had stim packs. Whap whap. Let's take some mentats. For myself, Seraph, the best thing that has happened to me this week is we took our daughter for her first trick-or-treating, and she had a ball of a time. And she seems to really digs Halloween, which, as a fan of the ghoulish, I could not be happier about. Like, that really made my week. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that there's nothing that stands out for you. I hope on reflection, like, that something comes to mind. Line up, everyone! Yeah, let's just move over to the side here and pepper everyone with bullets. 10 points of damage. That is not good. There are some people here with... Oh, I want your armor, though. Oh, sweet Jesus. 52 points, yeah. From go to woe. That's going to do it.
Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
Lordy Lord. That'll do it. Alright, have I got my card? Where did I save? No, I still gotta chat with them. Gotta go chat with Zeke. Man, that was harsh. Well, the good news is, though, on the other side of this fight, there's better armor. I'm gonna take some better armor from the folks what shot me full of holes. Got some questions for you. Do you want? Yeah. Okay, I see. Tend to about the Raiders. We use chair. Cha. Yeah, because it has to be done. Alright, thank you. Where's the button? Okay. Alright. We'll save the game. No, that Volkguard was not messing around. 52 points. Go to woe. Actually, yeah, I have... You make a really good point, Damien. I have heard that criticism. That, yeah, like, you'll bump someone with a horse and people are like, well, I'm gonna shoot you now, and the world's out to get you, which is a bit stupid. Hopefully they patch those systems. But yes, thank you for making that point. Like, I had heard some of that criticism. And yeah, like, fumbling and accidentally shooting someone and then getting, like, a huge bounty is a bit ridiculous. Because Red Dead Redemption 1 did not have those problems. Like, you could get yourself into trouble, but it never felt like you were... It never felt like, you know, you were accidentally getting a whole town up against you. Alright, let's see if I can save here. I probably should have done that before I went down. Yeah, I can save. Sweet. Let's save in here. Downtown. It's almost worth like equipping a melee weapon for those 4 extra action points, but they don't really do much. Hey there. Hey there. Oh, there we go. 50 points. That's sizable. That'll end you. Oh, I see. That's not just the one that's in front of me. This is drug use, like, sprayed out across everyone. The only downside with this fight, though, is that there is nowhere to go. I wonder if I can just take these people in waves. Ah, 2 stim packs. Choice. Ah, grenades. Yes, this is the bomb. This is what I was looking for. Ah, thank you, Codsworth. There's our other question for tonight, too. So you can scrape by in the wasteland and live an honest life, but you're living hand to mouth. Or you can decide to live large by using and abusing the folks around you. What do you do? What do you do, Hotshot? I know what my answer is. Alright, let's... oh, no, I cannot save at that time. Ah, you're kidding. Ah, because I'm in the middle of a round, maybe? I'm feeling better with those 2 stim packs under my belt, but I gotta remember, like, they would not have saved me from that other guard, because that was... Jesus Christ. That was a shot and a half. 52 points, just straight up. Alright. Hey there, Georgie boy. 9 points. Wow, that was not good. Have a wonderful day, Surf. I hope your meetings go well. Thank you so much for popping in and saying hi. I really appreciate it. I hope life is kind to you in the interim. And I hope you have a moment where you're like, oh yeah, this is the best part of my week. Whatever it is. Thank you for missing. Alright, if you folks will just, again, just make a line for me. 3, 4, 5, 6, being very careful about the action points being used here. That's pretty much the effect I was going for. That was not. Oh wait, no, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I just took a copious amount of damage. Damn it. Damn it. Well, I hope Seraph's feeling better in a little while. Sounds like they were kind of down there. Alright. Let's go use the lift. Gonna come back down with a grenade. Or I'm not, because... Oh! Son of a... Critically hit for 101 points. God damn.
You have died. Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
Getting closer. Getting closer. Combat shotgun doesn't actually seem... Keep forgetting to drink. Yeah, critical hit for 101 points, right? That's not too far off like our record, which I think was 180 from a super mutant. And combat shotgun doesn't seem to do better work than the assault rifle. All right, let's reload these weapons, and let's grab a grenade. 5mm armor piercing. How are we going with that? Ooh, we're getting down. Getting down. I have 3 grenades. It feels like it's a crime not to start using those. Yeah, if everyone could bunch up, that would be fab. I'm just going to go back over here for a second. I think I left something in the fridge. Well, it's not bad. I mean, that's about the same kind of damage that I'm doing with, It's about the same kind of damage that I'm doing with individual shots, but I don't like my chances of surviving this round. I forgot that grenades aren't an instant kill. Like, rockets are fantastic. Oh, there we go, that scattered them. Well, that feels like a win. Alright, I'm gonna have to use my inventory. And it's her I want to get rid of, because she's got that nasty... Well, she's using a combat shotgun and it seems to do a lot more damage to me. Victimless crimes. Oh, that's interesting. That's the kind of thing where you... That's the kind of thing when you tell a GM that they start talking about slippery slopes. Alright. Hopefully that was the person I want. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, and there it is, because they get to go before me. Well, this is an interesting puzzle. I reckon we can do this.
Peace, chosen one.
I reckon it's going to take a while, but I reckon we're going to get through this. Yeah, the major problem with this, I'm feeling, is a lack of tactical options. I wonder if I can just... I might just go stand over here and open this. Hey, everyone! If I do that, what happens? Yeah. Then I end up out there. That's not much help. Alright, well, let's get the grenades ready. Because that scattering was a good... That was a good strategic impact. Because basically what I need to do here is I need to be hitting them hard enough that I can keep taking down enemies and picking up stim packs. Like, that's got to be the rhythm I'm hitting. Yeah, you come... Just come on, all come over here. And see that you have very serious concerns, and I'd like to discuss them with you. I don't like that the woman is not nearby, though. Ah, that was not a good throw. Damn it. My first throw was perfect.
You have died. Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
See, this is the interesting difference between something like this and the dagger sequence in Call of Cthulhu. This doesn't feel unfair. It feels hard, but it doesn't feel unfair. And I don't know if that's the turn-based aspect of this, but like this feels like I've got options. And it feels like if things aren't going the right way, then I can try something different. But that sequence, like getting the knife, that was the fucking worst in that game. I was not a fan of that, to say the least. Because even stealth mechanics, like you spring stealth mechanics on someone in a game, and that's not a bad thing. But you want to make sure that you give your players options. You want people to feel like there is a way through. That things aren't stacked. Ah, you are annoying me, dude. Alright, this is a good bunching. I feel like if I don't get killed, I can make hay out of this. How about everyone just stays there? Alright, group photo. Alright, here comes the flash. How's everyone doing? You all looked lovely. 24. 24. Not bad, not great, but not bad. Could have done with one more action point to use the stim pack, because I might die now. I have that feeling. Because this is the other... Yeah, there it is.
Rest in peace, chosen one.
Boop, 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 doo. 23. We're doing a little bit of Edge of Tomorrow here. Underrated movie. Emily Blunt is amazing. I wonder if I should just go for headshots. Because burst isn't really getting through the armor. So let's try a headshot and see what that does for me. Let's try a headshot with the combat shotgun. Oh! Oh, well that was an answer. Unconscious. I like that. Alright, and we back up a little closer to the door. Oh, it's headshots for everyone, I think. After that success. $46 points of damage. This is it. Like, this is what I gotta be doing. Bursts were not doing anywhere near that. Alright, okay. Now we've got a better option. Ow. Jeepers. Alright. We get in the lift, we use the lift. I'll see you folks later. We go to ground. That's where I really love some super stim packs. 30 points. That's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. Alright. Revised tactics. Combat shotgun is the shiz. Headshots. We're gonna go with that. Save. Wiping over all of our save games tonight. It's a busy night. It's a very busy night. Round 2. Oh, it was. It was, Damien. That was a very frustrating sequence. I was ready to throw my controller like through the monitor. Because it just felt arbitrary. And it was really interesting. It was like the interesting aspect of that I thought was what they did with traditional, like what they did with information sources in horror. But yeah, I was not a fan of that sequence. I don't think it was well executed, especially from reading online. Like actually looking at the thing is what will draw it to you, even if you're peeking around corners. Hey everyone! Oh, you son of a bitch.
You have died.
Wow.
Your village is lost, doomed to die of starvation.
There it is. Alright, let's try that again. I might be in some trouble if every time I go down there I get peppered with that same spray. Let's hope. Let's hope initiative rolls can pan out differently. Or I guess damage rolls? That'll do. No, this is not going to go well. And I think I'm out of heals. Yeah, there we go.
You have died.
Alright.
Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
Let's go have a quick look around and see what else we got in here. If needs be, I'll go back to the earlier save. It may be that letting them get their second wind is actually a bad idea there. I don't think there's going to be anything useful here. Hey Xenomorph, how you doing? Your phobias are overwhelming you at the moment. That does not sound like a good time. Oh dear. That does not sound good at all. Are you working with someone about that? Do you have a therapist or a psychologist that you're able to talk with? And able to give you, like, as well, like an important component of that can be medication to deal with that? Alright, I think that's that second save game might actually be a mistake there. I think going back up is not going to give me the options that I want. Well, let's start from here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. If you have the capacity to do it, where are you based? What country are you based in? I suspect we've talked about this before, but my brain's kind of reset post Games Week. California. Well, I know the U.S. health system is a problem to engage with the best of times, but I would highly recommend reaching out to local services to find someone to help you deal with that if you can. Like, I'm sure this is something you've thought through already, but like, in as much as I'm here to listen, like, I'm not a trained professional by any stretch, and the people that you really need to be talking about, especially if you've got multiple phobias that are causing panic attacks, is you want to be talking with local professionals. It absolutely does. It absolutely does sound awful. So Xenomorph, if you're aware of those particular phobias, you've gone through a professional diagnosis previously, is that correct? around those and the panic attacks as well. That's a step forward. Oh no, we've done this before. Maximum weight capacity. Well, that's less use to us than... That's less use to us than ammo at the moment. Missing was not what I wanted to do there at all. Alright, let's see if we can't game line of sight. Understood, understood. But my point was more to reach sort of that level of specificity, like in that sort of like a professional diagnosis. You've presumably worked. Oh, Jesus Christ! You presumably worked with someone to get to that point.
You have died. Your village is lost, doomed to die of starvation.
Because that cocktail sounds crippling. I mean, the combination of all of those. Well, again, I know the U.S. health system is problematic to engage with, but I can't recommend, especially if you feel that you are dealing with, if you're dealing with that kind of cocktail of individual phobias. I cannot recommend enough working with a professional in order to treat those, because if you're essentially besieged from so many sides by what's going on in your head, then finding a way out of that, finding a way to deal with that, that seems like beyond difficult. Do you live alone? Or do you live with... Do you at least live with someone? Sorry, you don't live alone, so you do actually... Okay, well that's something then. The fact that you're not alone. Alright, buff out and more grenades. But yeah, again, like I'm here to listen, and I don't want to sound unsympathetic, but with what you're dealing with, the place that you want to be sharing this, the place that you want to be talking to people about this is absolutely not Twitch, because worst case scenario is you're going to be getting well-meaning amateur advice from people who are not professionals, and that's going to do far more harm than good. Do you have health insurance? Do you have the ability to at least like get an appointment to talk to someone who knows what they're doing? Is your mother able to support you with this? Sorry, you're pretty sure not in the sense of your mother's not able to support you in that, or? 'Cause there's a few questions that we had going on there. Pardon me for losing track of the conversation at that point. Alright. Let's see if that makes a difference. 25 hit points is not great, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, again, I absolutely do not want to sound unsympathetic, because I've loved interacting with you here, and I love conversing with you, but the conversation that you're having here is one you need to be having with trained professionals. So even if there's there should even be like a hotline. I know that in Australia, bear with me for 2 seconds. Bear with me for just 2 seconds. I'm going to lose sound for a moment. See, this is where if I had my shit together, I'd have like Spotify or something playing in the background, like hold music. Doo-doo. Please hold. We'll be with you momentarily. Alright, that number that I've just posted into chat there, that is the number of a crisis hotline that's in Alameda County. I don't know how close that is to you, but I would highly recommend giving them a call. From as far as I can tell from the website, from a quick scan, it's a free service, it's not charged. But the sorts of thoughts that you're having and the sorts of things that you're telling me, that is serious enough that you need to be talking with someone who has professional training. I appreciate you coming here. Well, like I don't want to sound bullish, but don't think about it, do it. Because if you're dealing with all of those different things, like if you're having all of those issues, this is serious. So talk. It's a way that you can talk to people who have experience in this area, who are going to be far more help than me. And I'm not saying this to handball. I'm saying this out of concern for you as someone that I've chatted with here, that we've had conversations with back and forth. probably the worst thing that you could be doing is going and having a chat with people on services like Twitch about this stuff, not because it's oversharing. Like I can't thank you enough for the honesty that you've had in sharing this with me. But the worst thing that is going to happen is you are going to get advice from well-meaning people who have no idea what they're doing that is not going to help you. Like I've had some intersection with mental health issues in the past. Like I've dealt with this here in Australia, and I know it's different to the US. But the thing that you want to be doing is you want to be talking with and dealing with trained professionals. Crisis hotline, from what I can see, is completely anonymous, so there's absolutely no risk or exposure involved in that. So it's not like you're going to be walking in somewhere where there's a risk of being basically pulled into mental health services or anything like that. It's purely just people on the other end of a line who are able to talk with far more experience and far more skill than I can about something like this. So again, please do that. And I say none of that. I say none of that to try and sound uncompassionate or to try and stop you from talking. But that is the thing that is going to help, because what you're talking about are very serious issues here. I've had a partner in the past who's dealt with anxiety attacks, panic attacks, that sort of thing, and I know how unpleasant it can be. And now on a lighter note, let's watch me get filled full of holes. Or let's watch the AI bug out and save me. No, it'll be the holes one.
Rest in peace, chosen one.
I can imagine. I've listened to a podcast recently. That was talking about sleep paralysis, and I've done like a little bit of reading around it because like it may sound daft, but Haunting of Hill House like deals with it, and I was curious about like what's involved with sleep paralysis, and it sounds fucking terrifying. And so I can see how that would exacerbate things. But again, like Xenomorph, like I'm not saying this to drive you away, but the place you need to be having these conversations is with trained professionals, is with people who have training. Because I can give you sympathy and empathy, but none of that is going to help. None of that is going to help you in your current situation. Speaking of not helping with the current situation. And I'm sorry that's happening. There's nothing worse than feeling people don't believe you. But again, like I'm going to sound like a broken record here. The way that you're going to be able to shift that behavior is by talking to trained professionals. Then you can go back to your mother and you can relay the kinds of information that they've given you or what they've told you about what's going on. Because I imagine that all of that's got to be having an impact. I imagine all of that's got to be having an impact on your day-to-day life. Like that can't not be having a serious effect on your ability to function, like in a work environment, study environment, any of those things. Alright, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Be well. Look after yourself. Excuse me. And in the meantime, I'll go blow the bloody doors off. Throwing a grenade. How did everyone like that? Oh!
The wasteland has claimed your life. Arroyo attempts to send out others to search for the Gek, but they die quickly, and the village soon follows.
27. I think we're gonna double. We're gonna double it. Yeah, look, I apologize to anyone on stream as well if what I'm saying sounds callous. He says as he shoots someone in the back of the head. But I've dealt with mental health issues in the past for family members, and I've seen what's happened with them when they're not taken care of seriously, and these things just fucking fester. And it's hard. Especially if you're talking about things where you need to be dealing with a psychologist who gets you, because that's as rare as hen's teeth, but guaranteed the one thing that will not help is talking to random strangers or friends. Because friends will say well-meaning things that make you feel good in the moment, but it's not going to fix an issue. It's not going to fix the underlying problem, whatever that is. Especially in terms of the point that was brought up there around diagnosis. Like, if a family member doesn't believe you, the way you change that is you get information from professionals. You get however it is that you do that. And it's super easy for me to say this, like, not being... God damn it. Not being part of the mental health system in the US, but... Oh, I can throw 2 grenades. Let's try that again. Ah, see, that did what I wanted it to. But yeah, you gotta do something. The one thing that's guaranteed not to work is just not fixing the problem. Oh. Everyone's on my lead now. This could be my moment. This could be my time. I think I should save here. Let's save for a round 2. That was a little premature. I thought it was my time.
You have
168 points.
Lost, doomed to die of starvation.
Good thing I didn't save, I guess. Well, it was closer. It was closer. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, it sucks. It really does. And I think absolutely, like, having watched well-meaning friends in the past, I think guaranteed the worst thing that someone can do is try and jump into the middle of something like this and offer advice. It's like if your friend was having an aneurysm, you wouldn't just go and crack open their skull in order to deal with, like, wherever it is you think that blood vessel might be. You would leave it, well, you wouldn't leave it alone. You would get them to help. You get them to someone who knows what they're doing. Because especially with mental health, like, I agree with you completely. I know you've listened to me rabbit on about this for like the last 10 minutes. But yeah, you need to be talking with professionals. You need to be talking with folks who know what they're doing. You can't fuck around. Nice. Beat the odds there. Like, this stuff always goes back to... It always goes, for me, back to stoicism. What can you control? You can control you. That is it. That is the only thing in the world you can control. So if your family are being shits and don't believe you with what's going on, you can't change what they're going to think. What you can do is change your actions in terms of what you do. So, get more information. Get better information. Because without wanting to sound like I'm victim blaming as well, like it's admittedly, and like, I've got no idea what's going on here, but it wouldn't be. It's understandable to some degree that a family member might balk at a self-diagnosis, might reject that information. So how do you change that? You get a proper diagnosis. You deal with someone who knows what they're talking about. You tell them what's going on with you. That one guard at the back has got to go. Oh no, the one at the front. I'm beginning to think I can't do this. I'm beginning to think this might be...
You have perished.
That was short and sweet, right? I'm beginning to think this might be a bit of a fool's errand here. Yeah, I mean, Damien, we have a, Actually, no, that's not going to, yeah. It's not going to that. Do-do-do-do-do. Well, I was looking for something to be able to do with those 4 extra action points, and throwing grenades feels like a really good fit. Son of a... You're just going to ignore me, aren't you? Fine, well, I'll throw a grenade at your friends. Let's see where this lands. Whee! Nice. I could take 2 steps in a direction and then throw. And then let's go for that again. I think 2 went down, 1 went up. Yeah, there we go. Vault 15 guard was killed. I'm out of grenades though. You're a toughin'. Mm-hmm. God damn.
You have died. Your quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
I'm gonna keep butting my head at this because I think I can do it. I want that buff out. I want that buff out. Just need more strategic options down here than standing in the open. Well, grenades as like a second weapon feels good. That seems to be doing some damage. Crowd dispersal as well. Alright, this gentleman's unconscious. So, could we just relieve you of a few things? Now, I'm going to drop this gun, but I'm going to take his, and hopefully that means I can just ignore son of a... Alright. Need to drop my weight allowance. Let's get rid of the shells in that. It's something. Well, you're unconscious. I might as well shoot you in the back of the head while you're there. See, that's what, he's picking up weapons off the ground. I can't... My weight allowance isn't going to let me clear... Like, there are going to be enough corpses here that I can't just pick up every weapon that's on the ground. So, could I interest you with being hit in the head? $40 points. That is not nothing. Oh, that was beautifully placed. I managed to hit myself for no damage. I don't want to brag, but that was well done. Let's go 3 squares this way. You missed. That's very bad news. So many drugs in this place. There we go. And that's always the thing that kills me. It's when he pulls out his gun. Because again, 54 points, like if I was...
has claimed your life. Arroyo attempts to send out others to search for the Gek, but they die quickly, and the village soon follows.
That's when he comes back into it. We're not doing too bad though. I reckon I can get there. I feel like part of it's probably going to be staying at full health. Let's stay up there. And yeah, there's just not enough weapons. There's not enough weight allowance for me to be able to keep weapons out of everyone else's hands. Hey there, Georgie boy. 12 points. That's not a great start to the day. Could I interest you? Oh, missing. That's even better. Choice. This is going to be a round where the RNG is just going to fuck me. As evidenced by everything going wrong then. Alright, folks. Alright. Just hold still for a second. It's time for a group photo. Let's try that again. Oh man, RNG really is gonna just fuck me completely this game. Alright, let's take... Yeah, I can't deal with the damage coming from both sides. See, all the component parts here, I hear it just takes... Oh, is that a crash? Do you have a crash? What are you doing, Fallout 2? You're pausing. And I no longer have a cursor. I think that's a crash. Wait, what are we doing? Hello? Oh no, we're here. Cool. No, we're not here. Alright. The game is gone. The game has wigged out for some reason. Bear with me for 2 seconds. We're doing pretty well tonight too. Like getting this far through. Doodle-doo. Come on, Fallout 2. Oh, I'm gonna have to quit it. Alright. Let's see if it'll let me quit. It was bringing up a menu before. Because it doesn't have a, it doesn't appear in the system tray. Exit game. Yeah, I want to exit game. See how that goes. Hey there, Georgie boy. How we doing? Alright, let's exit and reload. So let's bring up that just to make sure that it's recognizing it. How we doing? How to go? I'm determined. I'm determined to do this fight. I'm gonna give it a few more deaths. Let's say two. Two more deaths. And then we'll head back to. Then we'll go back to NCR with our tail between our legs, saying that we couldn't get it done. But all of the moving parts are here. There is better armor on the ground, although some of the people that I'm killing, I'm not getting armor drops from them, which is a bit of a shame. Alright, let's kill Steam altogether. Yeah, Cloud Sync. Who actually cares about Cloud Sync? I think the worst thing about conversations like that too, like obviously you're talking with someone who's in a tremendous amount of pain, but there's this thought that goes through your head, this like what if scenario of upload to the Steam cloud. I don't care about Cloud Sync. I know Cloud Sync's great for people who want it. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. You've come at an opportune time while my Fallout 2 has just crashed. This reminds me of something I did to someone else a little while back, raided while they were having having technical issues. It's lovely to see you all here. We were with you momentarily. I'm just ending tasks indiscriminately. It's killing lots of things. It is always the case. It is lovely to have you all here. I am VoiceOver AU. I stream Fallout games regularly. Friday Night Fallout is, at this particular point, is in this time slot. You can always find me here streaming one or another Fallout game. At the moment, we're playing through Fallout 2. I'm in Vault 15. I am trying to get my way through a very tricky fight. I've died a lot of times, but I'm determined to get through it. Thank you so much for popping by, though. And if you all bear with me for just a second, Fallout 2 should come back to me. Steam's Cloud Sync is just kind of shitting itself at the moment. It's a little bit confused about what should be going on with my game actually launching. I know, right? This is the blackest of black screens. It's actually my Spinal Tap tribute, to be honest. It's a Spinal Tap album cover that I'm showing over. Where is it? It's over this way. The question is, how much more black could it be? And the answer is none. None more black. Yeah. How is everyone doing? How has your week been? Tell me. Tell me while you were here and raiding, what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? Yeah, you get a man in a box. You get a man in a box while Fallout 2 is figuring out what it's going to do with itself. A man in a box. In a tiny little box that says VoiceOver AU. That's what the box says. Yeah, so if you're here in Raiden, say hi. Let me know what the best thing is that's happened to you this week. Friday streams are always a very positive stream, so it's always about what is the best thing that's happened to you this week. Yeah, go get a cup of tea, Damien Wise. I'm gonna sort out Steam. Evidently, before I didn't kill it. Oh, don't stop downloading games. That's what it's doing. Pause. It's downloading it's a lovely game that it's downloading, but it's no help to me if it's downloading it. No, Steam. Quit downloading games. Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Quit it. Alright, it's paused. Is that going to help you, Steam? Is that going to help you sort out what you're doing? Or do I need to kill you again? Day off. Day off is fantastic. What you doing apart from streaming? What have you been streaming? I've only just gotten back on my feet after Melbourne International Games Week, which is a big industry week, which is why I haven't been streaming last week. So I'm only just sort of starting to recover from that. It's a pretty huge week. It is. This is actually a nuclear winter. It is a very accurate simulator of a nuclear winter. I hope you enjoy it all. It is the parts of the road that they edited out, but I feel for veracity you need to have there. Red Dead Redemption 2. Vam, I've heard that we were talking about that earlier this evening. I've heard that there is a problem in Red Dead Redemption 2 with people just deciding to kill you indiscriminately. Like you'll bump them with a horse or something like that, or you'll press the wrong button and then all of a sudden you're a wanted bandit. Is that the case? Have you found that? Or have you found the controls pretty consistent, pretty sensible? Alright, take 3. Let's see if we can get Steam to behave. Well, yeah, it sounds like it's a part of the Wild West, but I think you've got another factor there as well, which is if it's so easy for someone to get killed with a gun, I think that actually encourages more politeness. And there are some Westerns that sort of play on that concept too. The fact that, sure, you get the gunslinger who comes to town who's just ornery and just wants to just fucking kill folks. But for everyone else, you want to be super polite. You don't actually want to get shot. So, but yeah, I can see your point. So everyone's on the Red Dead 2 wagon. The horse and wagon of Red Dead 2. How is it technically? How are you finding the graphics? How are you finding as well the voiceover performances? I'm always super curious about that. And I can't remember the gentleman's name, but the dude who voiced John Marsden in Red Dead Redemption 1 was amazing. It was so good. Just had that beautiful... It's the same part of what makes Geralt a great character in The Witcher 3 especially. Just that element of, oh, come on, are you serious? Is this really what's happening? Your Fallout 2 files conflict. See, I think I've caused myself a problem here by just getting in its way while it was doing syncing. All right, upload to the Steam cloud. Just upload them. I'm going to sit here and let Fallout do its thing. Fucking Steam Sync. I don't care about my saves being in the cloud, but apparently it's enough of an issue for the game to not launch. Let's see how that goes. Oh, fantastic! I'm glad to hear it. Man, the graphics in... I remember the graphics in Red Dead 1 just being amazing. Like, I played that pretty recently. I think it was last year, like, through to completion. I didn't 100% it, but I got pretty damn close. And even then... Oh, are we in? We're in? We're in! So yeah, I'm glad to hear that, glad to hear the graphics are better. Like, even better than Red Dead Redemption 1. Like, it was just a joy watching a sunset or a sunrise. You'd just go around and basically, you know, that would be a giant part of what you were doing. You'd be like, ah. It's a picturesque sunset. I'm just going to stay here for a little bit and watch a picturesque sunset. Alright, just bear with me for a couple of seconds. I like to have my window there. There we go. Yay! Alright. Now you can watch me die. A lot. It's a fun combat, but it's a tough one. This is what I've been doing for the last hour. I've been trying to get through this combat. I'm batting way above my weight class, but the interesting thing about Fallout 2 is when you do that, if you haven't played it before, when you do go in for these big fights that are just super hard, if you can manage to pull it off, it makes a huge difference. Like, it's a huge investment in the rest of the game for you. So that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. I'm trying to, like, upgrade my armor and everything, but the problem is everyone's running in here and just chowing down, like, after they chow down on about 5 different combat enhancing drugs. Leaving the story and just exploring. Yeah, there was some great stuff in Red Dead 1 that you could do with that too, and so it's going to be really interesting to see like what that's like with 2. I'm glad that people are enjoying it. I'm glad that you're digging it. There's been some interesting conversations about Rockstar's approach to crunch. Like, crunch is a huge... There's been an ongoing conversation in the games industry. But boycotting the game, if you don't agree with the labor practices, doesn't really help the people who made the game. So it's tough to know, like, what the right thing is to do. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny actually. I think a lot of people have forgotten about sort of that stage of the game's history. I never got into the 3D Fallouts because of the time investment initially, but I'm looking forward to getting into them later on. It's got really rich lore that evolves over a period of time. That's what I've always dug about these games. The combat, though, is brutal. Yeah, random events. Rockstar is really good about making a world feel lived in. That's what I've always dug about their games. So yeah, folks, if you're along for the raid, and you're kind of enjoying the blathering that I've been doing to fill a black screen for the last few minutes, by all means, like, drop a follow and come on by sometime. Love to have you there. I have met... How do you pronounce, by the way, like typing phonetically there, if you can, SI7Ruz. How do you pronounce your handle? Am I missing like a substitution in there? Because I've seen you like in the Discord now. I'm like, how would you pronounce that? And there's never figured it out. Oh, Citrus. Sweet. Citrus. Sweet. Thank you. Oh, and you can watch me flub the RNG as well. The RNG at the moment hates me. It's 2 grenades thrown off into the corner. Whap whap. This is not... There it is. Oh, Citrus. I see.
Has claimed your life. Arroyo attempts to send out others to search for the Gek, but they die quickly, and the village soon follows.
This has been the last few hours. This has been what I'm doing, but I'm having fun. I was playing Call of Cthulhu on... What's today? Friday? Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday for Halloween, out my way. And that had a few sequences that were just... They were not fun. They were not fun in the least. Do-do-do-do-do-do. There's a sequence in that game if you play through it. And it's a really good game. Don't get me wrong. Call of Cthulhu was a really good game. It's a really good horror experience if you like horror games. There is a sequence, though, that I have been referring in casual conversation to as the fuck that dagger sequence. Because it sucks. Oh, how is Observer? Because that's got that Rutger Hauer goodness, doesn't it? And yeah, it's great to see that. It's great to see that Alan Wake, they've renegotiated the music rights on that too. Because I've been holding, like with a death grip, my copy installed on my local PC, but they pulled it off Steam for a while because Alan Wake 1 and 2 music rights. It's funny actually. Like as part of Games Week, I was involved. Like I was listening to some industry conversations about this and like rights negotiation over time, but music, when it's licensed for a game, is only licensed for a period of time, whereas say for example, your voice acting performances, which I've got more context with, working as a voice actor in games myself, like that's a buyout, that they have that forever. But like licensing of music is only for a period of time. Kind of the same as it works in film and TV. It's why, for example, if you watched Supernatural on Netflix, a lot of the soundtrack that was so distinctive for Supernatural disappeared when it went to Netflix because they didn't have the rights past a certain period of time in order to use all of that music, and so you lost a lot of the personality of it. Oh, cool! Yeah, it looks like the themes that it explores are really interesting, and that intersection of cyberpunk and horror doesn't happen very often. You can fuck off. There we go. Yeah, you lie down, and I'll go for help. Alan Wake's amazing too. Like that's I want to get onto that at some point in time and play on stream because it's a really cool game. Remedy Entertainment do interesting work. Got a friend who worked on Quantum Break. Actually, a mutual friend of Damien Wise's and myself. Really talented gent. Yeah, well, I'm glad you had a really good Halloween stream. That's fantastic. Halloween is the bestest. Oh, sweet! Yes, do it. Like if you like Soma, Pamela is kind of, it's similar, but it's different enough to be its own thing. Yeah, I voiced a couple of the zombies in that, so yeah, do it. Pick it up. I should actually play that myself. I should pull my finger out and play it myself. Because it looks like a good and terrifying game. And it has interesting crafting systems, like there's a lot to love. Like pineapples. Who wants a pineapple? Everyone does. That was a good shot. I don't know why my odds went up that high then, but I'll take it. See, this is about the point I'm getting to in this fight. Sometime soon someone's going to pull out a someone's going to pull out an automatic weapon and just pepper me. But yeah, the enemies in Pamela are, speaking from experience, having watched the animations a lot of times when I was recording, the enemies are awesomely gruesome. Oh, really? I did not know that. I did not know that. I've thought about doing it with Battle Chef Brigade, because Battle Chef Brigade's a delight, and I voiced Ziggy in that. Elspeth Eastman was in that too. Like, she's huge on Twitch. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I've thought about it, but I don't know if it's kind of tragic to do it. I'm glad to hear that one of the main actors in Detroit's doing that, because that's it's got to be up there, because they had a serious cast. Like, they had Clancy Brown, and wasn't Donal Logue in Detroit as well? Like, that guy's amazing. Donal Logue has been around, like, elevating genre films for forever. If you're not sure who he was he was Deacon Frost's, like, offsider in Blade, and he was in Ghost Rider as well. Oh, and he turned up as someone in Gotham. I can't remember who. Oh, I hurt myself. Ah, there we go. There it is.
Rest in peace, chosen one.
Alright, I did say I was going to give it a couple more deaths, so we got one more, and then I'm going to go back to NCR with my tail between my legs, and just assume that this fight is beyond me. The only thing I want here that I don't have is more tactical options. Because there's a lot you can do with the environment in this game, but I've really got to just wait for people to come to me. Like, the steady stream of grenades is about the best sort of tactical nuance I've got there. Because I was out with my daughter today, I thought of a terrible dad joke too, which is Terminator's favorite sandwich. Jam 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 jam. Jam 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 jam.
A steadfast supporter.
Hey, Citrus, thank you for the follow. Very much appreciated. I'll hit you back post-stream. Jam 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 jam. And then you go into the horns, well, it's higher than that. I can't do the pitch. My voice is still recovering too from talking just like a lot over the last week. But yeah, speaking of voice acting, if anyone's looking for like a really fun, delightful game to play, Battle Chef Brigade, they just relaunched the deluxe edition about 2-3 weeks ago. Tom fucking Taylorson from Mass Effect Andromeda is the voice of the judge/announcer Carmen. He's gorgeous in it. He's just the bestest. Erica Mendez as Mina. It's a great game. Mechanically, it's really cool too. It's basically it's a mashup of a platformer and then like match 3 puzzles with some really interesting mechanics and time pressure to do your cooking. I've got to get back to playing it myself, but I'm not sure whether I do it on stream or off. That's the question. Did I hit myself? I did. John McClane. If no one else runs in here, I feel like I'm in with a chance. I know she just picked up a weapon, but we'll see how we go. Yippee-ki-yay. No, I'm not gonna throw a grenade at my feet. Thanks. Rickman I don't practice, but, you know, you... Yeah, Cam Rogers is amazing. The work that they've been doing to elevate the writing in Warframe is amazing. Some really sophisticated stuff there. Highly recommend checking it out. Thank you for that point, Damien Wise. That's a really good point. Yeah, Rickman's one of those great ones where like anyone can do a Rickman. You've just got to basically start with this. You just go, and then it just comes to you. Like, you know, it does. With impressions, a lot of the time, the worse they are, the more fun they are. Nice suit. Sounds terrible. Oh, yeah. Speaking of someone who's played like Quantum Break through to completion, I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun, and it has Lance Reddick as one of the main roles in that. He's a lot of fun. Like, Lance Reddick's amazing. Mechanically, it's really cool. It does some really interesting stuff. And their new game, which I think is called Control, sort of takes some of the concepts in that game and sort of takes them to the next level. And hey, I missed, and that's not very fun. Anyone around? I'll just take that, folks. Oh no! Ah, that's so cold. There's like, what is that? Buff out. The buff out's still on the ground. Damn it. Well, yeah, it's funny. There's this real misunderstanding, or I guess misconception in voice acting, where you'll see a lot of people on forums like say, "Hey, I can do these 3 like crazy voices. Should I do voice acting?" But there's a really good reason why the word acting is in there, because acting is the critical part of what it's all about. I'm out of grenades. I think this is it. This is it, folks. I'm gonna... Oh wait, hang on. Can I get to there? Can I get to there? Ah, that's no good. That's just the shotgun stuff. Yeah. It's gonna be all she wrote. And as far as impersonations go, Citrus, I'm sure there are things that you're really good at that I'm just hopeless at. But when you love something, you do it all the time. And my partner, like, she is long-suffering and spends a lot of time telling me to shut up, because I will just walk around the house talking to myself all day, every day. No, I absolutely don't mind asking at all. It's a really interesting question. I've always loved accents and people's different rhythms of speech, which I guess is like going back to what we're talking about with impressions. People have different cadences. Classic examples like Christopher Walken, because he's got a way of speaking that's interesting, and he's really interesting to watch as an actor. This is a long tangent around to answering your question, but he does some really interesting stuff on screen. Like, there's this impression version of Walken that everyone has, but like, he's fucking riveting to watch on screen, and he'll do little things. Like, he's a very dental like actor. He will do like a lot of mouth stuff, like licking his lips or teeth or something like that. But always had an interest in that, and played role-playing games for a long time when I was in through high school, university. Ran convention games, so I ran sort of role-playing games at conventions. And I didn't know it at the time, but what I was really doing was just looking for a way to do amateur theatre. Like, my games were always very heavy on sort of the inter-character reactions. So doing that sort of stuff. And then I ended up doing a lot of corporate training. Like for about 10 years, I delivered a lot of training, like technical training in IT. I have a background in IT, like that's my previous life. And one day, one of the students, like while I was goofing around just trying to keep people awake, one of the students said, "Hey, you should be in radio." And I thought, you know what? Actually, yeah. Let's see how that works. And it takes a long time to figure out, like, how do I get close to or into voice acting. There we go. Dead.
You have died. Your village is lost, doomed to die of starvation.
Wah, wah. So I started out by like trying to get into radio because that was kind of the lead point, but I ended up getting into games, and games are my passion. Like they're the art form that I engage with and I enjoy, and so I looked for a way to be able to actually perform in them, and it just took perseverance. So long story short, like that's how I got into voice acting. I was tremendously lucky to have the background. By the way, BT Dubs, we're giving up on this fight now. Like, it's a good challenging fight, but I'm not going to make it with the amount of heals that I've got, so I need to head back to NCR. Yeah, I was super lucky in that I worked in IT for a long time while I was trying to progress in voice acting, and I still work like a small amount of hours per week in IT. And that allowed me to do things like going over to Seattle from Melbourne, Australia to work with Scott Burns, who's the probably best known as the voice of Bowser. When Nintendo had a voice for Bowser, he was the original voice that they gave the character. And putting together a video game demo, and then continuing to train with people like Crispin Freeman, like Pat Fraley, just looking for any opportunity, anything out there where it's like, will this make me better? Yes, it will. Then I will go and do that. While doing a lot of networking locally as well. And networking is one of those dirty words that people assume means basically that you're being disingenuous, but it really just means building up friendships and helping people where you can. So I've been doing that for, Jesus, like about 8 years. And continuing to train, continuing to get better. Going back and making big new demo reels. Oh yeah, there's an amazing, like, yeah, they're both incredible actors. Two monologues for Christopher Walken that are just a joy to watch. He has a speech in, I think it's Pool Hall Kings, which is about basically the lion. It's great. Watch that. And also he has he's got this speech. It's whenever I'm just feeling dumb and I just want to like be cheesy and do Walken. He's got this great speech from Man on Fire. Like, Man on Fire is one of those revenge films that goes uncomfortably far with what happens. But Christopher Walken has this great moment where it's like it's like in John Wick, where there's that moment where you've got the Russian mob boss talking about John Wick, because when you're trying to have a character's reputation precede them, one of the things that you need to have is you need to have someone introduce them to tell their legend. And Christopher Walken's got this amazing moment in Man on Fire, because he's gone down basically to Colombia or South America, wherever it is that they are, basically, because he knows that things have gone horribly wrong. And this police chief is like, what's this guy doing? Like, what's this Creasy guy about? He's like, anyone can be an artist, carpenter, painter, writer. Creasy's art is death, and he's about to paint his masterpiece. He'll get more done in a weekend than your police will get done in a month. And I'm missing like a bunch of stuff in there. Like, he talks about the importance of the girl, which is one of, I think it's Dakota Fanning's first roles. Incredible, like beyond her years as a child actor. Like, what she's doing there is incredible. Yeah, there's a couple of lines in there about like how Creasy was like shut off emotionally, and like she like told him how to live. But yeah, check out those monologues. And there's an amazing sequence. I think it's in Lessons from the Screenplay that talks about Anthony Hopkins and how precise he is in moving from emotion to emotion. And they dissect a scene in Westworld where he's having lunch with this woman, and Anthony Hopkins is, oh my God, he's amazing. Yeah. So anyway, Citrus, that's a very, very, very long answer to your question, which I hope was illuminating in some way. The shortest answer is, like anything, like someone puts the idea in your ear and then you get stubborn enough to keep at it. Thank you so much for asking, though. I really appreciate the question. I always feel a little self-indulgent answering it, but I hope that sheds some light. Alright, let's go to council. Let's go have a chat with, let's go have a chat with Tandy and see what she thinks about that. It's always interesting watching, like, people's tics. Because, yeah, Christopher Walken does a lot, like I've noticed more and more, he does a lot with his mouth. Robert Downey Jr. is super clever about, like, one thing that he does that you can spot, especially in the Marvel films. It's always eating. And it's great, because it gives you context. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sitting here and eating because I'm hungry. Like, it seems daft, but having a reason to be where you are and do what you're doing is so important, because otherwise you feel like sometimes you're just standing around sort of on set, or you're standing around in shot, and your purpose is to deliver some dialogue, but, you know, I'm eating because I'm hungry. Great. Now you've got a reason for doing what you're doing, and you've got a natural way to break up the dialogue that you're giving as well, because you can just eat at some point in time as like a nervous tick, you know, while you're doing what you're doing. And it gives a way to vary stuff.
Back, are you, stranger? So the job's done? Do we have access to the vault?
Still working
Hell
on it.
and
Okay, I guess that doesn't count as access to the vault then. So I'm guessing I'm going to see here for Vault 15, it's going to say, yeah, kill Darian. Wah, wah. Alright, let's load for Bear. Let's get stuff. Gonna buy some stuff. Everything else must go. We're gonna get loaded for Bear. Ah, the downside is, though, I can't get drugs here. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, we've talked a few times here on stream about Al Pacino as well, but Christopher Walken and Al Pacino are two really interesting actors, because they're actors, especially later in their career, where people will sometimes pay them just to... They're like, okay, we want like classic Walken, we want Walken at 11, or we want Pacino at 11. Like if you watch doop, 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 doop. Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves, that's always one of my favorite, like, peak Pacino films. But he can work in such fine detail. Like, you watch his sequence with Robert De Niro in Heat. It's exquisite. Just watching the both of them work. And yet sometimes, you know, he'll be in a film and they're like, well, we'll just go off the leash. Just do your thing. Gavin! We're negotiating. Always. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. And yeah, thank you for popping by. Thank you so much for the raid. Have a wonderful lunch, and we'll cross paths soon. I look forward to returning the favor at some point in time. Be well. Oh, F yes. How did I miss Psycho? How did I miss Psycho when I was here before with all the stuff that Jen had? Yeah. See you around. And thank you so much, all of you, for popping in and raiding as well. I really appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me company. Desert Eagle, 44. Keanu Reeves is so awesome in Devil's Advocate as well. You know what scares me, John? I drop the case. She gets better. I hate her for it. Congrats to Citrus for reaching Squire as well. I always love when I'm streaming Fallout games because then those ranks are actually appropriate. It's always weird. It's weird when they pop up in horror game streams. Alright, someone around here has got to be selling me some weapons. Yeah, I need some weapons. I got some Psycho. That feels like a good start. Like, I'm tempted just to sort of go back there cranking that, but I need more. I need more, man. I need more options. Devil's Advocate, by the way, if you've never seen it, it's a delightfully cheery film. Alright, this is the Western Ranch. Let's go do this. Let's go kill Weston. Thanks. Why to chat with Mr. Weston? Alright. Okay, how do I get enlisted? Okay, I thought that answers the question. Well, let's go do this in the meantime, because this might give me more loots. I can rob his ranch blind. That's right. There's someone who's responsible for the for organizing the cattle droves. Gotta find that person. Is it you, Haas? Yeah. Yeah, that's the guy who ends up, you get into all sorts of trouble. I don't really want to punch. I don't want to go to Punch Town. I had a boxing match with that gent last time. Hey son, how you doing? Lovely to see you, as always. We're running down the clock. We've got 20 minutes left on tonight's stream. But it's great to be able to spend some time with you. What's to do in this town? Not looking for trouble. I'd love to get some work. Yeah, no, yeah, present handy. Specialist. Thanks. No! You got your new Rolls Royce. Oh, damn. Nice. As in, pardon my ignorance, but a car, I presume you are speaking of. Nice work if you are. Super fancy. I think the gent actually who's responsible for organizing the cattle droving. I thought I talked with him last time I was here, but maybe I didn't. A $250 Corsair K95 Platinum keyboard. Okay, well that sounds pretty awesome. Have you got a link? Drop a link into chat so we can envy you. That sounds awesome. Sounds more awesome than a Rolls Royce because you don't have to worry about anyone stealing it. Or getting it dented. Let's go find the person who's going to give us work, because we want to work on Weston's ranch. We're going to go find the gentleman who's going to allow me, who's going to hook me up with that. Because I could have sworn, but I guess if I don't have it on my Pip-Boy for NCR, I probably haven't done it. New California Republic. Complete Brahmin Drive. I do have it. Alright, I'm gonna lose sound for a sec. I need to double check something. Because I should be able to get into Weston's ranch if I'm part of the Brahmin Drive. Because that's where you... Everyone gets together. For that to NCR complete Brahmin tribe. How's your week been, son? What is the best thing that has happened to you this week? Duppo! I spoke to Duppo. I did speak to Duppo. It's a caravan. Oh, okay, that's on a caravan garden route to wedding. Yeah. Next 10 o'clock. No, caravan will not leave the planet. Alright. Oh, I don't really want to do that. So that's not going to get me into Weston's Ranch. That doesn't do what I want it to do. I'll do that some other time. Okay. Oh, and let's pop chat back on too. So I can see what you lovely people are saying. Oh, Jesus. So what, his leg got broken like in a fight? Or was it an accident? I'm sorry to hear that though, that sucks. Like there's nothing worse than having a visit lined up. There's nothing worse than having a visit lined up and it not coming through. Alright, now I can't talk to Tandy because she wants me to go sort out NCR. So how do I get into Weston's Ranch? This is an interesting one. Yeah, right, some couple cycling back in. Sweet. Alright. Tell me about this town. A few more questions. Alright, that's not really useful. Oh, I'm overloaded. Why am I overloaded? Oh, because I got a Rata Waster. Wah, wah. 151 out of 150. Alright, let's see if I can go trade with... Let's see if I can go sell her booze back. I'm just gonna pop out for a sec to check out that keyboard too. I wanna see it too. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, that looks awesome. Hot damn. How is ooh, mechanical switches. Like what's the feel like on key press? I love that it's got like a wrist area too. That's fantastic. That looks gorgeous. Very nice. Very nice indeed. That is a Rolls Royce of keyboards. Oh, that sucks. There is nothing worse than feeling thirsty. Nothing worse than being thirsty and knowing it's a while between drinks. If you catch my particular meaning of thirsty. That's the worst. It's the worst. Hairline fracture, yeah, that's probably not, that's gotta be super nasty too. I can imagine that like pressurization in a plane could really mess with that. Alright, let's go. I'm done. I'm done. Recover enough, thank you. Let's go deal with being overloaded. Yeah, no, I completely relate. It is the worst. Oh, okay, yeah, because that's right. Because deep vein thrombosis is a thing, like when you don't have a broken leg, isn't it? Let's get rid of some shit. Oh, oh, hello. Hello. Can I trade with you? Because you got the stuff I want. And I'll throw some things at you. Hello. Let's see if we can afford this. Things I'm not using. A 10mm. Oh, hang on. I gotta be careful here. I reckon, even though I'm getting super low in even though I'm getting super low in 5mm ammo for my machine gun, I reckon I'll get rid of the 10mm submachine gun. Because I've got plenty of shotgun shells for the combat shotgun, and the combat shotgun has an automatic fire mode, so I reckon that's probably going to be more useful. I reckon we ditch all of this, because this is going to make my payday. Oh, Jesus, even that by itself will. Ah, see, there we go. Oh, hang on, 45 caliber. I don't even have a 45 caliber weapon. Why don't we ditch that instead? If it isn't iron, but there's iron in blood. If there's anything that Magneto's treatment in the X-Men films has taught us, there's iron in blood. Yeah, the keyboard looks the best, and yeah, I hope your man's safe. Like that does not, there's no part of that sounds like fun. Alright, so we can probably get away with just throwing a little bit of 10mm ammo away, and then we keep that weapon as an opportunity, or an option. Let's keep our options open here. 1703. Yeah, I can close that with just throw a little bit more 10mm ammo. Folks, I reckon that's enough to go back in. I reckon that's enough to go back into the lion's den and just try and fuck people up. Because with that psycho, like that's the thing I was looking for. That's the X factor I wanted. I wanted a combat drug to be able to kickstart everything. Because there's buff out, but it's hard to get with that initial group of people. It's hard to get to it. Alright, 26. Super stim pack, another 2 stim packs. Yeah, I reckon we're good. I reckon we're good. We can go complete that. Oh, wow. Did he recover okay from that? That sounds serious. I'm looking for work. Come back at night and talk to Mac. Alright, we're going to come back later and deal with Weston. We can deal with Weston anytime. Let's just double check that there isn't anything. I don't think there is anything left in that pile of stuff. There was just a weapon from memory. Yeah, I've come to do business with the NCR. That's what I'm here for. Oh, wow. That's at the same time, that's hilarious and terrifying. Poor dude. I'm glad that he recovered. Is he self-conscious about the stretch marks at all, or is it kind of just sort of a running joke for him? Because I imagine it's the kind of thing it'd be easy to be self-conscious about. Ah, see, I almost left a grenade on the ground there. Fuck me. That won't do. That won't do at all. Assault rifle. There's something else there. Oh, I think that's just the pistol. So there's a Desert Eagle. I'll take the pistol for a second. And then I think it's just the assault rifle. It's not really helpful for me. Oh, sure, but you know, sometimes even, you know, people can be funny about very specific things. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm sorry to hear that. That is a cruel disease. Yeah, it's heartbreaking at any age, but I've got a couple of friends slash colleagues, one in particular, who's this incredibly talented artist slash performer slash a whole bunch of other things, and they are dealing with, it looks like at the moment, a Parkinson's diagnosis, and they've been dealing with how to best manage their tremors for years. And it's just had this huge impact on their life, but to their credit, they haven't let it slow them down. But I suppose in some ways it's even more terrifying when you're in advanced years, when you realize that there's... Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely a terrible fate to be dealt. Those kind of degenerative disorders where your body essentially ends up... Cycling's the best thing you can do to prevent? Is that so? I did not know. Tell me more. Like, why... Is it... Like, what is it about cycling that helps stave it off? That helps prevent, basically... Helps prevent you... falling prey to it? I never would have guessed that. So tell me more. Tell us more. Oh, okay, gotcha. So presumably yoga and Pilates would, like, both of those would work? Yoga seems like a good one because, like, at the risk of sounding like I'm making light of things, there would be a point past which the fear of sort of having tremors or an episode. Although I suppose if cycling works, presumably then, like, working on sort of a stationary cycle, like a cycling machine would work just as well as cycling. That's seriously making me consider. Actually, I've been thinking for a while about getting a bike. To, instead of like driving a car, to then just get to the train station that way, to help basically help lose a little bit of weight and just get more exercise. That's seriously making me, like, it's pushing that to the top of my list. So thank you so much for the suggestion. I really appreciate the insight. And again, like, I'm so sorry that your dad has been dealt that particular hand of cards by fate. Alright, back to cartoonish things. Cartoonish violence. Let's load up on combat drugs and go fuck some people up. Yes! An addict. I'm loving it. Lost 3 intelligence. That's okay, I don't need my intelligence where I'm going. I don't need to think. I just need to shoot. But yeah, if yoga works, then presumably Pilates would work as well, and that seems like it would be a really good good general practice. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. And I guess like swimming wouldn't be an option. Wouldn't be an option at all anyway. So. Okay, that's great. That's actually I feel good. I feel great hearing that. Because Pilates is part of like my regular routine. Working with a personal trainer. Rat-a-tat-tat. How did that go? 15 points. Oh, see that? That's doing work. Alright, I'm gonna go over here and throw a grenade at these folks. Feel better having that psycho. I don't feel better doing that. It's not good. I think we're still up for a death here. And there it is.
The wasteland has claimed your life. Arroyo attempts to send out others to search for the Gek, but they die quickly, and the village soon follows.
No, I'm feeling good about this now. I reckon this is doable. Just gotta take it one step at a time. Pop it up. Yeah. Well, if it's any consolation, your father has a lot more stones than mine. My father basically committed a form of... essentially a form of suicide, really. He was terrified. In as much as I understand things, like he passed away when I was 9, so I never really knew him all that well, but from what I understand, he was terrified of debilitating diseases, having done some work in aged care. No, look, we did not get on well. It was the best birthday present I ever got. I've got to stop making that joke. But he basically committed a form of suicide because he refused to go and see a doctor and just ate a lot of things that weren't good for him, worked in a physically strenuous job. Like, it all stacks up. And he died of heart disease. And I can't imagine it was any surprise that he had it. But he just refused, basically, to do anything about it. Because, and I think in some ways, like, he did that because he was so terrified of things like dementia, of things like Parkinson's. It is, but the thing is, I think it's also... like, to be judgmental for a moment, I also think it's tremendously cowardly to do it. Like, if you have a family, you have an onus to stay around, basically, for that family. Because I've got skin in this game. Like, I've got a 4-year-old daughter with my partner, and, like, one of the running jokes I have with my partner is like, no, 50, I gotta get that high score, I gotta beat that motherfucker. Because I refuse to check out early. Things may happen. Dementia scares the hell out of me, but you can't just cash in your chips because you're worried about what's going to happen to you in old age. If you have a family, if you have people you are responsible for, you have an onus to be around for them. And that's why I take, like, looking after myself super carefully. Well, hang on, let's rephrase that. I place a lot of, like, I care a lot about looking after myself so that I am around for my daughter, so that I am around for my partner, instead of just... Yeah, it is, absolutely. So yeah, so while it's terrible what's happening to your dad, like, he's, at the same time, he still has cojones to stay in the game. Like, that means a lot. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that... when you were a few months old. That must have been difficult to... like, that must have been difficult to reconcile when you were growing up. Like, to wrap your head around. Ah, there you go, folks. There you go. Yeah, you all just stand there. Yeah. Alright, let's just throw this over here. Say cheese! Ah, damn it, I hurt myself as well. Ah. Yeah, I can relate to that. Like, I can really relate to that. Like, as little as my father and I actually got on, it was really difficult. Like, wrapping your head around everyone else has a father figure and you don't. And making your peace with that is tough. So I can relate. Alright, how are we going inventory-wise? I reckon I'm going to save at this point. Oh, Jesus. I'm so sorry to hear that, son. Like, that, on top of everything else, is... I don't think you've mentioned something about... You've mentioned about that in the past. That's the worst. Like, having people come in to fill that void, to fill that gap, and then have them betray that trust. There's nothing worse. All the same, I feel for you. Alright, let's call this round 3. On a more trite note, I've really got to put together my extra time, like, video, so I can play this, because we are now in extra time! But I want to see if I can get through this fight. Good instincts. Let's get rid of you. No? Okay, you're gonna run away. Good. This feels doable. I'm out of grenades, but this feels doable. How about... I don't think I'm gonna make it through this round. Let's just double check. I don't think I've got any stim packs left. Or anyone I can steal them from at the moment. No. Alright, let's see what happens. I'm gonna be... yeah, I was relying on them missing.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Oh, wow. So you must have felt like the onus... You must have felt like the responsibility was on your shoulders to be the responsible one to some degree, or I guess, failing that you can't trust the adults that are around you? Yeah, there is something to that. That it's not the absence of something that you knew before that. I get where you're coming from there. Alright, let's switch up and see if this is going to do better for me in burst mode. Oh! Oh! Oh, everyone gets a burst. Yeah. Wow, that's...
The wasteland has claimed your life. Arroyo attempts to send out others to search for the Gek.
Yeah. Hey, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I've done good. I'm dying a lot. You're absolutely right, but I think I'm doing not too bad. All the same. I'm determined. You gotta give me something for pluck. Nothing if not plucky. But yeah, I've died a lot tonight. It's been a lot of dying. Yeah, yeah. Fallout 2 Iron Man. And now we start again. Goodbye. Goodbye. Now, interestingly, ha! Who's not having luck now? No, 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 no. See? See? I can get lucky. Stim packs. I'll take all of those. Yeah. Yeah. Killed 2 people. That's interesting too, because before, like, I switched from the assault rifle because it was doing nothing. It was doing nothing with those people. Sport. I'll get with you in a sec. Whee! Whee! Yeah, persistent / stubborn / stupid. You can pick whichever one of those, you know, you feel is appropriate. Let's pop some more ammo in here. I am happy with the fact that I've stuck with one of the golden pieces of advice from Fallout 1, which is when you open your inventory, do everything you can to get mechanical advantages. Yes! Yes! Ah, yes, persistence is paying off here. Because I was talking about this earlier on this evening, son, before you were here. But, and you would have seen this, like, when you've been around for other parts of Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. Like, when we get into these situations where I'm batting, like, above my, or punching above my weight class, I should say. Let's call this round 4. They're the ones that pay off and really basically set you up for the next phase of the game when they work well. It can be excruciating to work through. Oh, fuck me. My, what's that? 40 mil AP? Oh, okay. I'll take the grenades. Let's take the gun just in case. I'm not limited on weight at the moment. But yeah, these are the moments that set you up for the rest of the game. And we had, we had one of these a few weeks back where there was it was one of those big, hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, we had one of those where it was, what was it? It was 2 groups of people that we were fighting. So yeah, this is what happened before. Switch over to this for the next round. Yeah, you take that stim pack. You grab a gun. I'll go get help. Oh, I do have grenades, but I don't have any. Just gonna create some distance here. Stop using my stim packs! Those are my stim packs that you're chowing down on. Yeah, you have a nap. This is it, folks. You have an app, and I'll just... Yeah, there we go. The only downside here, though, and I guess it's because of, balance issues. It'd be really nice if I was able to steal some of the armor here, because that's what I was hoping to get out of this fight as well. I was hoping to get better armor. Because some of these folks, at least their character models, are rocking, like, combat armor. Alright, let's see if there's anyone here that I haven't... Oh, we got multiple... Power Fist! Motherfucker! Yeah, I'll take that. I got those 4 APs looking for something to do, so... Might as well equip that. Doo-doo-doo-doo, assault rifle. Take out the ammo and take that. Well, thank you all for sticking with me through the Kevin gets killed repeatedly hour. I feel like the worm has turned here. Let's go for a little bit more of a wander in here and see how many more folks are around. Because we are going into overtime, but this is a lot of fun. Let's sneak. That was weird. Bit of a stutter in the loop there. Just gonna sneak on through. Hey Cass, how you doing? Thank you for joining the stream. Overtime is allowed. Oh yes, absolutely, and I can just hear that in the in that classic voice. Hello, I'd like to tell you. Oh, that was terrible. That wasn't there at all. Could we interest you? Could we interest you in a? No, it's too late in the night. But yes, I can hear it. I can hear it in here. It's not going to happen today. Oh, thank you so much for being here. It's been a whew, boy howdy, has it been an interesting night. It's been a combination of me dying a lot and some pretty heavy conversations. So thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Do I want to go up there? No, I don't. I'm going to assume that good old Darian's in here. Let's just see what's around. I'm conducting a survey. Do you like hot lead? Here's a free sample. Yeah, no, I can't dial into that tonight. Yeah, it's a really good game. It's a really good game. The level of complexity that it has behind its choices, behind its mechanics. Ah, it's good old Vault 15. It really is. Man, I remember this from Fallout 1. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into the later Fallouts, but I'm finding these are surprisingly enjoyable. And oh, dude, BT Dubs, if you're who I think you are, it's time for you to get just buried. How you doing? Oh, you're Doc Jones. Oh, okay. I'm injured. Can you help? I wanted to ask you some questions. Do you work for Darian? Well, yes and no. It's not by choice. Oh, you're a prisoner! Getting up there in years needs a dedicated physician to look after him. The Khans keep me here for his needs. It's very commendable of you. Can you leave here if you want? Alright. Yeah, I've definitely heard that, son, that your choices, and I guess part of that is, you know, in the assets that need to be created, like once you start creating like full voice acting for a game. What can you tell me about Darian? Darian is a mental case, plain and simple. All right. Hang on. As far as I can figure it, he was a member of another gang called the Khans. They kidnapped this girl Tandy and held her for ransom. Oh, wow. Which isn't actually what happened in my version of Fallout 1. Like, I just bartered for her back. But that's interesting. Was the only one to make it out alive. Now he's paranoid. Wants Tandy dead. Riddled with guilt because he hid and lived rather than dying with his gang. The list goes on. Okay. Wow, I'm impressed with your knowledge. You mentioned Darian has a dog. See, well, thanks for the warning. How'd you come to be in the first place? Alright, kidnapped. The weak are often the prey of the strong. Yes. The weak are often the prey of the strong. Thanks for the information. Alright, can you heal me? Hey, buddy. Ninja, can you help? Yay! Thank you, Doc. How's your week been, Cass? What is the best thing that has happened to you this week? A Friday night stream? We're all about the positivity. So what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? And I will wait on tenterhooks to hear the answer to your question. Before we finish up for the night, I might just head down to level 2 here and see what we can see. Oh, nice! Nice! Is that for the new expansion? Is that for the hot new Destiny content? Oh, hang on a minute. Are you talking about... We are talking about Destiny 2, not Diablo 2? Yeah, there you go. Xbox. Yeah, you're talking about Destiny. Nice. Well done. I've heard, if that's the new raid, I was listening to Rebel FM talk about it. Someone I know is streaming Diablo 2. Yeah, Destiny 2 Forsaken, yeah. I was listening to Rebel FM talk about that raid, and it sounds like so much fun. It's great that they're making that kind of new content. That's awesome. Last Wish raid. Yeah. Rock on. That's a good highlight for the week. Alright, let's descend a little further into darkness. Well, the last time I had the option of going through multiple levels, I missed important stuff by trying to just fast track it, so I say we hit level 2. Oh, F me. Hey there. How you doing? You might be wondering why I'm here. It's a very good question. I've been hired to be part of the hot lead dispensary. $42 points. That is sizable. RNG loves me. Oh, I wish I had some grenades right now. Damn it! Alright, let's go through. Let's see how far I can get through this. Vault 15 guard was hit for 42 points. Like, that feels like something I want to continue. Doopy doop doop. Can I get around? Yeah, I can. Okay. I don't have any grenades. I know, right? That was a really good run. Alright, instead of using melee, because I do have that power fist, but I'm going to spend my 4 points to play doors and corners with these people. Jesus Christ, there is a lot of you folks. And now there's one less. This is really making me regret using my grenades earlier, but I needed to get through that fight. Like, these would be super effective right now. Oh, RNG gods. What is that? Like is that a Twitch group? Like, what is? Tell me more. I'm just gonna double check. I don't actually have grenades because I thought yes. Hey everyone. I got 2. Gaming community. I should. I'm gonna clip. I'm gonna see if I can join. So, folks. You at the back? Say cheese? No, it was sizable. It was not nothing. Yeah. Everyone gets pineapple. Man, that's damage resistance is doing work. Oh, this is not what I wanted though. This is the bad side of things. Alright. Stop using my stim packs, people. You'll note on the stim packs you've been issued, there will be a name. That name is my name. Stop using them. They're mine. Oh, everyone, including me. Missing was not a good thing to happen there. There it is. Alright, folks. Ah, that's going to be some fun.
The quest to find the Garden of Eden and return it to your village has failed.
That feels like a really interesting fight. And if I go in there with my grenades front-loaded and I don't spend those inventory points, I reckon there's some definite odds there. I reckon I can do that. Aim was to finish the raid. Your aimcast was to finish the raid on PC and Xbox and then move on to Red Dead Redemption 2. Gotcha, yeah, I've heard a lot of people playing Red Dead Redemption 2. And everyone who's playing it seems to be really enjoying it. So I hope... Oh, fantastic. I hope you have a great time with it. It seems like it's a pretty magical game for those of you out there playing it. Alright. I think now is a good point for us to pull up stumps for tonight. Thank you so much for all of you for joining. It has been an absolute pleasure this evening. It's been challenging at some points as well. Xenomorph Queen, if you're around at all, if you're still lurking, I hope you take what I said to heart, and I hope you do reach out to trained professionals, because with what you're going through at the moment, they're the only people who are going to be able to give you the advice that you need. So I hope that you're doing okay. And on a lighter note, thank you so much for everyone for watching me get shot like a lot tonight. We have racked up the kills. We've gone from 16 to 37, but it was a lot of fun. And it was really interesting contrasting that against the dagger sequence that we were playing through in Call of Cthulhu, because at no point tonight did I feel frustrated. I always felt like there was an option that I could explore, a different way, a different tack that I could use to get through the fight. And you saw that we did. Like, we came back. We came back with stuff from NCR. And that Psycho's made a huge difference. Like, even before, even though I lost that fight that time around, you could see the difference that damage resistance was making. Huge. Oh, hey, Lopo Talupo. Yeah, shoot me a link to the RNG gods. I'd be really interested in exploring that more. I'll follow up that suggestion. I'm so sorry that I missed you, Lopo. But yeah, we've gone a half an hour into overtime. But it was a fun stream. We've had some pretty heavy conversations along the way. Like some of them challenging, some of them just cathartic. And I really appreciate the openness of everyone who's here as part of this stream, sharing parts of your lives with me. And I hope that sometimes my, well, I know in your case, son, or at least I'm going to guess that like my gallows humor with my own circumstances is not confronting to you, given the way that you've approached some of the things in your past, and some of the jokes that you've made as well. But yeah, it's certainly the way that I deal with some of that stuff myself, not as a coping mechanism, but just sort of dealing with past experience. But I hope that doesn't come off as either confronting or too much, I should say. Fantastic. Thank you for the link. I will check out the RNG gods. I'll see what the requirements to join the RNG gods are, and next time we stream, I may be a god. But yeah, it's been a really fun stream. It's been great to get back into Fallout 2, and I really feel like I'm starting to tuck into the meat of this game and move forward mechanically. If I can just get a set of that delicious combat armor, that's going to have me set for a while. But that Psycho was doing work. So, whatever your plans for the weekend are, be well. Know that you matter to me, if no one else. Like I love getting a chance to hang out with you all here, and I really appreciate you spending your time with me. It means the world to me. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be around next week. I'll be updating my schedule tomorrow. So yeah, you all look after yourselves. Be well. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. See you soon.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out some of our other videos, and for live content, come join me on Twitch.